Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to ask for a little bit of audience participation down in the comments. The video for today is about a guy that called police multiple times. I'm going to be including one of his 911 calls in just a moment. It's about a minute-long 911 call. He's calling because he believes that members of the drug cartels are chasing after him and trying to kill him. It's always interesting when I post this kind of video because the reactions in the comments are one of three ways. People will either believe that the drug cartels are after him and they're angry that police officers didn't do anything to help this guy save him from the cartels. Often people will say that he's schizophrenic and he's hallucinating because he has some kind of mental health problem. And then there's people that believe this person is on drugs. I've watched this video and I've already formulated my opinion. What I'm going to ask you to do is watch the video and then go down in the comments below. Tell me whether or not you think, whether you think this guy is actually being chased by the cartel, if you think he is having some kind of mental health breakdown, or if it's drugs. Then after the video, there's going to be, I'll put my my police body camera logo up on the screen for like 5 seconds. That's how you'll know the video is done. After that, I'll come back in and I'll tell you my thoughts on what's going on with this guy and the reason I believe what I do. It'll be interesting to see how many people make the initial comment that agrees with what I had to say about this guy's activities. With all that being said, enjoy the 911 call. I had fun listening to it. I think it's a good one. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit at the end of the video.
I'm trying to see, like, how long are you going to be?
Okay, I need an address.
Man, how don't you know where the fuck the Walmart on Jerseyville at, bro?
I'm not the same person you've talked to before. Don't use that language with me.
Yeah, I'm at Walmart on Jerseyville, bro. I don't know the address.
Okay, well, you don't need to be rude, and I'm not the same person you talked to.
I'm saying, though, like, it's still going on, bro. Y'all asking me the same question I'm saying. Like, just
because there's 25 people in here taking phone calls, so for you to call in and just yell at us where we are, it doesn't work. What's changed?
No, I ain't doing that. You said, huh?
What has changed since you called in a minute ago?
Man, I understand they keep flooding me in, but I'm moving all paranoid in the store. They don't want the people to try to kick me out the store or something.
No, you literally called in a minute ago. We have the run-up for service to get somebody to you.
I'm trying. All these police be around. I know somebody close as fuck, bro.
Okay. We have help coming to you as soon as we've got the availability. Stop cussing us
I'm
out when you call in.
I'm just saying
that, man. Stop
cussing
us out when you call in. We'll get to you when we can. Goodbye.
30101. Damn. 101?
The one is at the subway inside of the Walmart. He just called back in.
Copy.
And he's on the original run. Thank you.
Better be good tomorrow.
Yeah. Better see some cartel guys in there with guns.
Those dudes could have flagged us down. Security was standing right there when we drove by in front of Subway. Like, hey, there's a...
Oh, they were standing in there?
Mm-hmm. I looked in the doors when we went by. They were just sitting there.
I don't think they do anything. There's been a couple times I've asked them, like...
Somebody could be lighting a fire.
Yeah.
Just like, huh?
Did you see a semi doing donuts in your parking lot? No, I didn't see anything. Okay. You're like, they just don't... Dewan. We finally found you.
This and stuff can happen and stuff, man. They brought me here to unlock.
I'm having trouble hearing you. I'm sorry.
They're trying to get me, bro. They ain't here to get me now, bro. The cartel, the Mexicans, bro. Like the one officers that came to me earlier, they know, but I forgot her name. It was too pretty, like a Mexican and white looking one, or a Puerto Rican one and a white one. On Sullivan earlier, that stuff what happened on the bus.
They brought you here?
Yeah, I came here with my sister and stuff, but now I'm scared to leave because they out there waiting on me, bro.
Where are you trying to go?
I'm in a sober living house. I'm on parole. I just came home from prison and stuff. So.
Broad and where?
No, I said I'm in a sober living house. I just came home from prison.
Okay, where's your sober living house?
And I gotta get a whole. It's right there on. Fucking, they moved me and shit because they shot the house at the Mexican district. They said I don't want to be alive because these people are trying to swim. It's right there on St. Clair, Second Street. And my PA told me, you feel me? He said, don't trust it, do what I have to do, just, you feel me, stay safe. And then two cops, you know, I was some two pretty girls, I was looking today, a white woman in Puerto Rico.
They did bring somebody here. I did hear them marking to bring a person here.
They just coming.
Well, I don't know that we can take you to St. Clair. Is there somewhere else we can take you?
Address, huh?
I'm sorry.
Shit, or can I just pink slip me or something like my PO said.
We can take you to the hospital too if you want.
See, look. They crazy and shit, bro. I saw them because of me. So they came to the house on me and beat the dudes.
You want us to take you to the hospital?
Yeah, just pink slip.
Go to Dr. West.
And then you gonna tell my PO, come off my phone.
Well, I can if you want me to.
Yeah, let me have my phone and like, connect the Wi-Fi so I let my PO know I had another brand with the police.
No, do you know your PO's name?
Cunningham. Yeah, I got his number and stuff. I get it all Saturday. Damn.
Tell you what, why don't you come out, get in the car, we'll start heading that way, we'll get the number before you go. You'll be safe with us. What'd you do time for? Don't want to talk about it? Okay. Hey, we just got to pat you down before you get in the back, okay? You can step back by that door. You're good. Hold on one second. Yep, I'm going to hold on to your hands. I'm not putting you under arrest or anything. I'm just patting you down. Make sure you don't... What is that? Toothbrush? Yep, that's... You got some money there? What is that?
No, I ain't got no money in my pocket. I just got paperwork and shit. Whatever you just pull it out if you want to. Yeah, like just pull it out.
Oh, charger lighter.
Yeah, you ain't have to know I ain't supposed to have it.
Okay.
They paid my sister not to tell. I'm like, damn, sis, you going crazy.
What's your name?
I'm DeJuan Bailey.
Juan Bailey?
I'll give you my social.
Okay.
Man, this shit I'm paranoid as fuck for I don't know, it's because they beat the one dude up in the house.
Oh, in your sober living house?
Yeah, so you feel me? And this shit crazy, bro. Like, we ain't trying to do wrong no more, bro.
Well, let's get moving here. We'll get you out of here, all right?
Yeah,
Alrighty, so my educated opinion based on my 14 years of experience as a police officer on the west side of town where this guy is. I believe 100% that this guy is high on methamphetamine. That is causing him to hallucinate that the drug cartels are after him. And I can say that for a variety of reasons, things that he said, some of the clues that he dropped during the video. First of all, he's kind of all over the place. He's talking really fast and he's sweating. This is something that meth users do. He also said that he's living in a halfway house, but he can't go back there. When people live in these halfway houses, these sober living houses, that's actually what he said. It was a sober living house. If you go and live in a sober living house and you fall off the wagon, you know, you have a relapse, you bring drugs into the house, you go out and get high, you don't have any residential property rights to that sober living house. They kick you out of the house immediately because you then put everybody else that's trying to live a sober lifestyle at risk. So they just kick you right out on the street. That's the first clue to me that this guy is high on drugs, because I believe he was living in a sober living house, got kicked out. Now he has nowhere else to go. The other thing is that the sober living house that he was staying at is on the north side of town, and he is on the southwest side of town. Why is he so far away from his sober living house? Usually people kind of congregate around where they live. The reason is because everybody knows if you want to score some dope, you go down to the west side. So I believe that he relapsed, went down to the west side, got some dope. Now he's high as a kite and he's hallucinating, calling the police. The other thing that he said was he just got out of prison. And when they asked him why he went to prison, he said he didn't really want to talk about it. He said it was some drug stuff. So I believe that he went to prison for drug-related crimes, got out of prison, you know, got in the sober living house thinking that he could game the system, went back, scored some dope, and all of his fears of going back to prison, all of the people that he's ever dealt with, all of that stuff, the methamphetamine that's in his system brought all that to the surface, and it's manifest in a way that he believes now the drug cartels are actually after him. This kind of interaction is, believe it or not, fairly common. This kind of thing, this is the kind of stuff that we see fairly regularly, where we'll have somebody that used methamphetamine, is hallucinating, and they can convince a lot of people around them that their hallucinations are true. There's a woman that lives on the west side, I won't say her name right now. I think she's been on the channel before, where when she uses a little bit of meth, she believes that her children are being held hostage in one of her neighbor's houses, and she'll literally hear them screaming for help. The reason she doesn't have custody of those children is because of a combination of her mental health and drug problems, but when she relapses, all of that stuff comes to light, and she'll be out there banging on doors. The neighbors will call. You know, I've been out there on calls from neighbors saying, hey, this woman's children have been kidnapped. They're being held hostage in that house. You need to go in and save them. And then after just talking to her for a couple of minutes, I realized, no, she's actually having a psychotic episode due to using methamphetamine. So those are my educated thoughts and feelings on what happened during this video. I hope you enjoyed this format. Thank you for participating. I'll talk to you guys later.